Hello, kids. Today's episode is what's getting me going is this Zevia zero-calorie energy drink. I'm not sponsored by these folks. They're not sponsoring my channel, although they wish that they would, but I keep turning them down because, it's like, did I ever tell you about the time I invented snowboarding? Well, I don't want to take the credit for it, but they just keep giving it to me. Bonus points if you know what movie that's from. Okay, what do we have going on here today? Well, several things. Some quick pickup stuff. Hold on a second, let me turn the lights on in here. I went by my buddy George's house because I need to go shopping. And according to George, I only go over there when I need stuff. And, well, he's completely wrong because he's my buddy and I want to go over and see him. But since he gives me stuff every time I go over there, he's partially right. But that's not the reason why I go over there. He told me that he had an alternator bracket for my car. And he's not wrong. He had one. Let me show you how this works. So prior to 1968, I believe, I think 68 is when the long water pump came out in the car. Might have been 69. When the short water pumps are going on, and before then, in 57, they had a generator that mounted over here on the side of the ram's horn manifold, had two bolts, and then there's a generator over here. Fast forward to the years they were using alternators, like 64 Impalas. I think the generator stopped in 61 or 2. Can't remember exactly. I used to know this. Can't remember. Anyway, I know for sure 64 Impalas had they had a manifold similar and they had this bracket, but they went to this style. You know what? 64 might have had a generator too. Let me think about that. Okay, so alternator, it uses. So this is for the headers. You could buy this bracket. In fact, I have a chrome one here. Jorge. This one's broken, but this is like the aftermarket bracket. It's basically the same as that black bracket. It goes around your header tube, and then this chrome bracket, which the generator bracket is actually this bracket backwards and has the angle back here for the generator. So the generator would sit inside, the case would sit in here, and this would be here. So they would just chop them off and flip them around and make them there for the alternator. It bolts up exactly the same as the generator, and then it uses, now let me back up there, in 1967, and I think it was Chevy truck, like the 67 to 72 Chevy truck, when it was still using the generator or the alternator on that side with the short water pump. It used a different manifold, a different bracket, that bolted off the accessory holes in the front of the head, because if I remember correctly, 67, 66 or 7. I think 7 was the first year of the bolt holes in the head. And so they mounted the bracket here, which is the same as this thing. It just came off of here and had a bracket, and the alternator mounted off of this. And then it also had a bracket that went here, or off of that same piece that went to the alternator. That was the adjuster. I'm using this particular bracket, and I'm going to be spacing it off the head on the lower accessory hole. You want to look at this? Let me set you up so you can actually watch. Okay, we're back. We are back for sure. So, first things first. If you could see, I put spacers in here, so these aren't always the right width, and so you can space it forward, backwards, plus this is on slides. These brackets, let me get the other one so you can see. Where is it? See this bracket? Essentially it's like this. It's chrome. This slides. This just had a bolt going through one hole, but then you can slide it this direction, plus you can space your alternator. Don't worry, this will not interfere hitting your fan on this old style alternator. But we're going to mount this up right here. Where did I put my bolt? And that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it, because I don't know. I like to put everything together loosely and then try and line up the fan belt. I got two sizes. I got the original one for a 64 Impala because that's what these brackets fit, or thereabouts. And then I got one on either side of the size of that. So a half-inch bigger and a half-inch smaller. Because that was my thought. Why not? Okay, so let's loosen up this. Let's loosen this up. I forget how big that is. Hold, please. Whoa, way too. Wow, that was embarrassing. Way too big. So this must be an inch. It is. That's 15/16. Or is it 7/8? I don't remember. It's 15/16. Gotta take the blower belt off, obviously, to slip the V-belt on. Okay, so the original one, 75/30, which is 53 5/8 inches. This is the standard number. 75/35 and 75/25. So we're talking a half-inch difference either side. So we're going to try the stock size first. And a tech tip of the day. If you own a hot rod and you're putting belts and hoses on, put your belt sleeve in your trunk. So if you're on the road somewhere, if you are actually going to drive your car, put your belt sleeve in your trunk and put the sticker off your hose in your trunk. And all that kind of stuff, so you know where to get a spare belt size, or vice versa, you know, or whatever, carry your hose. Here's the other thing you do. Tech tip, belts are made to run in one direction. I don't know if you know that. Blower belts, fan belts, all that stuff, they're made to run in one direction. The correct direction, if you're looking at them, the words, you can read them when you're looking down at the belt. A lot of people don't know that. I'm just hipping you to the skip right now. This is how that works. Let's see if this alternator fits. Ooh. Good thing I went with the bigger one, because this belt is too small. So I need this 75/35. Too small. This is going to go in the return pile. Return. Return. All right. Premium XL. Ooh, man. Interesting. That's going to be the belt when it's on there. Oh, got to get that on. Somehow. Anyway. Need my mechanics gloves. Because that's starting to hurt my phalanges. By the way, somebody said I look like Forrest Gump in this hat. And I said, well, thank you. I like Forrest Gump. Captain Dan ain't got no legs. Oh, well. Looks like I need this slightly bigger one so I have a range of adjustment. I don't really want to do that. I want to put this on. I was hoping Bob was my uncle, but I don't think it's gonna be. Let's try it this way. pulley. Oh yeah, that's way easier. Wow. That's really, really tight. Wonder if I can get my valve cover on. Nope. Okay. Mental note. That belt was too big. I need to go probably an inch bigger. Yep. Now I get to try and get that off. Okay. Mistake. Well. Oh, man. Ouch. All right. 75-35, too big. Or not big enough. Well now, I get to go to the parts store. But hey, the alternator's on, the bracket's on. Yep, that's it. I was gonna see if the alignment was good. Alright kids, that's it. That's it for your fun time with Ernest or Forrest or whatever his name is. Get up here. I'm trying to look at you. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Are you eyeballing me? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks again, everybody that sent me stuff. I'm blown away. I really am. Absolutely just completely blown away at you guys' generosity and, you know, just this community thing. This whole community of gearheads. I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm glad that you guys let me be here. If you really knew me, you wouldn't. But, you know, it's like, kind of like what Charlie Chaplin said. You know, he didn't want to be a part of any club that would let him in. That's not necessarily true. I think I'm pretty awesome, and I think you guys think I'm pretty awesome too, and I don't blame you. I really don't. So, yep, that's it. I don't know what else to do. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas from the Griswolds. Shitter's full.